Hello and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Mark Warwood. 8 races at Ascot on Saturday, including 2 black type affairs. Let's have a look at the forecast conditions. We're expecting a partly cloudy day, around 25 degrees Celsius. The track to be in the good 4 range and the rail to be in the 8 metre position. Race number 1 will jump at 12:34. It's the Amelia Park Plate over 1,000 metres. The replay horse can look at the trial of Friday Fillies at Belmont Park.
On the outside, running on his approach, coming through nicely is Friday Fillies near the inside, and one off the fence as well as Fingermark. Still in front under the whip is Rock and Ruler. Coming through, Friday Fillies is travelling very attractively. Platoon is on the outside. It's Platoon and Friday Fillies. Platoon hit the front. Platoon has won from Friday Fillies.
A really good trial by Friday Fillies there. She looked every little bit as good as Platoon during the second of her trials, and Platoon came out and finished second in the Perth Stakes at listed level. The family's been really good to the Gangemis. It comes from the same family as Word. Outside Gate is a little bit of a concern here, but as shown speed in the trials, wouldn't be at all surprised if she settles quite close to the front. She goes on top in a very open first race. Number 1, Kenny Luck, was 4th on debut behind the Smart Chicks pick, who may well be the best of the boy 2-year-olds. Hasn't shown any speed in its trials or in its one race to date, so the Inside Gate is somewhat of a concern here for Stephen Parnham, Barrier 1. Number 6, Venus Schnitzel's the early favourite in early markets, has been relatively close up behind Acetro and Nawi in her last 2 starts, and the blinkers do go on here for the first time. I just think that form might not be the strongest. And then number 5, Vina Waltz, last 2 trials have been pretty good, cost $90,000 at the sales, makes it the most expensive runner here. Lisa Staples rides for Sean Casey. My top selection in race number 1, I think it's an open affair, going with number 12, the debutant, Friday Fillies, to beat 1, Kenny Luck, 6, Venus Schnitzel and 5, Vina Waltz. Race number 2 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 1:14. It's the Marina East Waterfront Apartments by Blackburn over 1,600 metres. The replay horse going to look at Keeper's Son, winning at Ascot on the 17th of March.
Then Middle Earth trying to get into the open space with Dark Prospect, but Keeper's Son at the 200 mark, led by 4 lengths. Now 5 battling away behind them on the inside. 1 Org Wave Hill Spur, but Keeper's Son has treated them to an absolute lesson. Keeper's Son by nearly 6. Middle Earth has got home.
Keeper's Son produced a career best performance to win by a big margin over course and distance 3 weeks ago, and he could well win again here if the tempo is not too fast. He drops to the limit weight of 54 kilos, jumps from Barrier 1 under Lucy Warwick. The concern for mine is the tempo. You've got My Greek Boy in the race, and probably a greater extent we've got a Corporate Larrikin. They may well go along at a decent clip here. If they go moderate tempo, I think Keeper's Son will be the one to beat. If they go too fast, then we will be looking at the swoopers. One of those swoopers will be number 2, Western Temple. Comes back to 1,600 metres from 1,800 metres after struggling to get over the top of Ragazzo Dioro 2 weeks ago. Did win. Do like the drop back in trip here, but a new jockey in Andrew Castle, and he did need all of William Pike's strength last time out, so a little bit of a query there. Number 3, My Greek Boy. He goes back up to 1,600 metres after placing behind Taxigano over 1,400 metres last weekend. He did beat Western Temple over a mile 2 starts ago, but he did so because of an absolute blinder of a ride from Peter Hall. And then down the bottom, number 8, Storm Dancer. It's another one with Western Temple form. His trainer, John Logg, excused his run last start. He's had the chiropractor out. I think you can put a pen through it, and if you look at his previous runs, he's right in this. My top selection in race number 2, going to go with number 7, the value runner, Keeper's Son, to go back-to-back. From 2, Western Temple, 3, My Greek Boy, and number 8, Storm Dancer. Race number 3 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 1:54. It's the Tapchurch Handicap over 1,000 metres. The replay horse, we can look at the top one. Number 1, Jing Tang, finishing second on the 24th of March.
Floyd searching for run back behind them. The stablemate peels to the outside. Jing Tang, he's trying to bullock his way clear with Floyd, and he's through the opening now. They come to the 150. Floyd, Jing Tang, the Ganjemi pair together. Jing Tang and Floyd. It's Jing Tang, Floyd, Floyd and Jing Tang. They split it. Floyd got there from
Jing Tang was more than sound when being the junior partner in a Ganjemi race in Quinella behind Floyd over course and distance 2 weeks ago. We saw that in the replay. Go back in the form book and you see that he reopposes Just a Fluke on the same weight terms as when he beat what looms as probably his main threat on Saturday by nearly 2 lengths at Pinjarra Park in late January. I think that's a pretty good form reference here, trying to work out this race. So Jing Tang goes on top. Number 3, Just a Fluke, looks like the probable leader of a hot tempo. Got Taylor Stone aboard. She's won 2 of her 4 starts aboard him. Likely to have a few people for company in the run, I would suspect here, including Copper Fury and Troy Turner. So it's a question of how quickly Taylor goes in front. She's probably the best apprentice at rating horses on the speed, however. Number 6, My Demi, was much better on Good Friday when he beat All Bar Mylena, which produced probably the run of the meeting to get the chocolates that day. He should camp off the speed here with the likes of Jing Tang, has to be in your numbers. And number 2, Puck Shapeshifter, has gone back-to-back in the bush at Narrogin and then at Albany since finishing 4th behind Jing Tang in the aforementioned race at Pinjarra Park. The draw is a concern. He's got the outside gate, but Glenn Smith gets on well. He has got 2 from 2 aboard this horse. Another note I've got here is number 8, Cheston Flyers come up second favourite. For mine, that's way too short in the market here. I think there's more legitimate chances than the number 8. Mine top selection in race number 3, going number 1, Jing Tang, to beat 3, Just a Fluke, 6, My Demi, and 2, Puck Shapeshifter. Race number 4 at Ascot on Saturday will jump at 2:34. It's the Marjorie Charleston Classic over 1,200 metres. It recognises the feats of Marjorie Charleston, one of the greatest PR officers in the history of Australian racing. Our replay horse, going to look at the top one. Number 1, Dainty Tess at Ascot on the 3rd of February.
Rebel King getting to the outside. Red Aura's into the clear now. And then came Volkov, Dreamlifter, well back. Dainty Tess trying to weed through. Battle Heroes in front of the 200. Rebel King on the outside. Red Aura, Carparinia, Battle Hero. Rebel King goes to Battle Hero. Rebel King takes the lead. Draws clear from Battle Hero. Dainty Tess, Red Aura.
Well, if Marjorie Charleston is the First Lady of WA racing, I think Dainty Tess is probably the first mare of WA racing. She's probably better suited to less than 1,200 metres, but she is the class of the field here. She's really well treated at the weights under the rate conditions. Connections are eyeing off an interstate campaign over this type of trip and possibly a little further. I'm not sure what they'll gain from Saturday's race apart from the winner's check. Even if she wins, it's not the deepest of races, and as I said, she is rated to win here. She's rated 99 by the official handicapper. She should be giving away a chunk of weight, and she isn't. The main danger for mine is number 3, Royal Missile. On official rating, she should run second to Dainty Tess, and she does have winning form in slowly run races, which is what this is likely to be for a 1,200 metre contest. Number 5, Fancy Fox, has got pads on for the first time. That's certainly a negative, but she has run really well first up without a trial previously, and she is a blowout chance here at absolutely massive odds. And number 2, Sweet Aura, has come up too short for mine. I think its best trip is over 1,400 metres with a decent speed on. This looks like being a slowly run 1,200 metre race. Big fan of the horse. I just don't think it's the conditions for her. On top selection in race number 4, going to go with number 1, Dainty Tess, to beat 3, Royal Missile, 5, Fancy Fox, and 2, Sweet Aura.